fan myself of a lemon drink. Right, so I came on later because I was watching the Sarah Sanders, what was it, press chat. I think we were all waiting for something because that thing was going around of Q, ask me about Q. People don't want to talk about if they saw the picture, but we all know mainstream media isn't going to ask Sarah Sanders, the reporters there, about who Q is anyway. But what was great about it was not actually, I wasn't really listening to what she was saying, was actually the chat, because as time's gone on, a lot more people are knowing about Q, and they were all shouting Q out, and they were all shouting where we go on, and other people and me were just putting back we go all, and everyone's just like Q, 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 and everyone was telling everyone to go and watch Q, the plan to save the world. So the more it goes on, the more Q people's getting in chat. I think there was actually more there than there was not, or it might have been equal, which is good because it's getting about. I'm just trying to find the picture I took. See? I don't know if you can see that chat there. Just like Q, 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 Q. And that was on, what channel was I watching it on? I think it's called The Latest. Oh, what channel was it I was on? Can't remember. Oh, The Latest World News Updates channel. They've just got Q, Q, rope the dopes, Q, 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 where we go on, we go on. Q, where we go on, we go all. Q, 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 where we go all. Love heart, love heart, love heart. Something about anyone that thinks Trump is bad guy is an idiot. Maxine Waters is bad. And then Q. So in that section alone, it was just Q, 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 Q. So it's great to see people on the Q train. But yeah, I literally waited 2 hours for that really, and it wasn't what I thought. But I like the chat. That just proves, because I'm sure Trump has, well, he said he has a lot of TVs on his plane and where he is and stuff, so I'm sure he watches a lot of things, and I would just be looking at chat as well to see if it's spreading, which it is. And also I saw a bit of Trump's discussion today, which was, he was talking to the, is it the president of the, I might have got this wrong, the Netherlands or whatever, the Kingdom of the Netherlands, he said they're called, which is quite a nice name. The Kingdom thing, I'll talk about that after because I'm just thinking Game of Thrones at the minute. And then he actually said, the president of the Kingdom of the Netherlands, because that's the proper name, he said they've had, good, friendly, good relationships with America, between America, it's 400 years old, the friendship allies, so that was quite nice. But I just picked up that, I was going to say Q then, Trump was saying they're having meetings with the EU, and we know Trump's coming over to see the Queen soon, very soon. Hi. And he said there'll be a meeting with the EU with them fairly soon, he said, and he said that will be good and it will be positive, whatever, it will be a positive meeting. So I was like, and like I said, he's coming to see the Queen and he's going to see Putin as well, so that would be quite interesting, won't it? Then I noticed on a channel called, the name of the channel, yeah, Tex Barbecue, was Hungarian foreign ministers. I don't know. I've wrote this down now. I think it says Minister Demolishes triggered BBC reporter calling for open borders in Europe. Anyway, it was just they obviously shot her. I don't mean shot, but put down a BBC reporter, shut her down. And I've seen her before. She's got blonde hair and a bob. I don't like her. Well, we don't like mainstream media anyway, especially the BBC. And they shot her down. Well, not shot her down. Shut her down, I should say. Because she was going on about borders. And it was something with Hungary and Poland. But Hungary was saying it's Hungarians first, obviously in Hungary, and obviously in Poland it's Polish people first. Do you know what I mean? Patriots, people of Poland, not you lot coming in. Just the same as the UK. It's not you lot coming in, it's us first. It's British patriots first, not people coming over the borders, not people who haven't been here long. You make your country great first. It's for the people that live in the home country, not people from outside it. Otherwise, it doesn't work. Yeah, over the blonde hair. I'm sure. I'm sure it was her that Katie Hopkins had a interview with a while back. But you know, Katie Hopkins, she shut her down as well, because obviously they just, yeah, they just, well, they're all the same, aren't they? But today, what I came on to just say, because it's just too hot. Oh, Kathy Newman, yeah, was. I like watching Rebel Media, but I was a bit taken back today. But then again, maybe I had a discussion with Dad. Maybe he just doesn't know, or he thinks it's a conspiracy, or maybe he's like a Democrat, or he's in deep state or something. Because Rebel Media, I do like, but there's lots of reporters on Rebel Media, and we know like Fox and Hound. There's some that report the truth and some that don't. Not like CNN that just don't report anything. So I was watching it and it was John Cardillo, right? And this is up there today. And if you go and watch it, about 40 minutes in is where I start having a discussion with him and start defending Q, because he shouts my name out on it. So you can see it, and you can see it in live chat. And I'm shouting Q out, Q, because I go and troll everywhere and throw Q in here and Q in there, and Q the plan to save the world and everything, blah, blah, blah. 13 boys in... Oh, was that thing? I'll read it when someone... the comment's gone off. I saw something. I saw something about some boys that had gone... Was it... I don't know. I did see something the other day. But I didn't know if it was real or not. But yeah, John Cardillo, who I have seen on Rebel Media before. So I'm there throwing Q out, going, oh, this, that, and the other about Q, and he shouts out, Dolly Daydream. Oh, and someone else said it as well. It's a conspiracy. No, I don't believe in Q. Q's a LARP and all this, that, and the other. And I went, no, he isn't. He's really went, you can believe what you want, Dolly Daydream. And he says this on his channel live. You can believe what you want, because I'm telling you now, it's not real. And I was like, oh, it is. And he's like, I'm not into conspiracy theories. And I thought he said he worked in DC, or is it DC? Blah, blah, blah. It's not, and all this. And I was going, well, it is. So then I'm thinking, and then I'm sure he said something on the lines of, I've not even read about it anyway. So I thought, how can you say you don't believe it when you've not even looked into it? Because I was like, Q is to question everything. Especially if the MSM are saying Q's not real, then we all know he is, because we all know they lie. So whatever they say is not real is the complete opposite. You know, Russia, 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 Trump, Trump, Trump. So, yeah, so I just carried on defending Q, because I thought, well, soon it'll be dark to light and you'll soon be finding. Yeah, pick your battles, though. The left are losing. Big style on Twitter at the minute. Yeah, I actually thought he might have known and he might have agreed with it, but then I thought, oh, did he just say it out loud because to me, I don't care, because I was still getting Q out there. He said that on his channel and I'm like, no, Q's not real. But I thought, how dare you shout out on there, you know, blah, blah, blah. Conspiracy theory. So I just said, well, conspiracy theories are true. I'm not saying every single one is true, but we know the majority are true. So, yeah, having an argument, a live argument on Rebel Media about that. Yeah. But I thought, well, I kept putting it, well, you're going to hear about it a lot soon, very soon. Because, like I said, I think the 4th of July is not far away for America. And I think the 4th of July is going to be massive. And I think we'll get a lot more Q drops before then. But I think you're going to get something very big on the 4th of July. And my dad was saying today, something dropped ages ago. Remember when Q said Q&A, and then it got postponed a little bit? Wouldn't it be good if it was like the Q&A on the 4th of July, and then the Q&A was with Q and Assange? Julian Assange. Q and A. A stands for Assange. Q and Assange. Q&A with Q and Assange on the 4th of July, because it is Independence Day. Yep, I did put that on a soapbox, and someone did say, I hope that is one of Dolly's day dream comes true sort of thing. I was like, yes, I hope so. That's what I mean when people say, I mean, I could have had an argument with him on there for ages. So it's not true. What's not true about Q? This is what I've come on here to say tonight again, and I'll keep saying it. It doesn't matter. When people are saying, oh, Q's not real, these are probably people that are not even going researching themselves. And I know someone said something on the channel, and I said, you're not researching properly. I think they went to one of them, I think they went to one of the YouTubers that have done, like the Anon, where they've got a mask on and they're doing all the stuff. But you've got to remember, you've got to be careful who you're following, because not everybody that's putting Q stuff out is putting the right stuff out, because they want to make it look like it's wrong, or they're going to make you go off on something else. Q stands for, get the popcorn, Q stands for question everything. It's to wake you up, to get questioning things that you're told on the telling. That is that right? Like, go and research yourself. Don't rely on what they're telling you. We know they lie about everything. And I said, it doesn't matter. Like, Q has woken millions of people up, and so if people are saying it's not real, it's like, how can it not be real? He's woke a lot of people up, red pilled a lot of people. And if you're into Q and you know where to go properly, and you see those breadcrumbs, those posts, those coded little posts that he gives us to decode, and there's lots of channels decoding, everything's there as plain as day. The truth is there, and you can see what's been happening. And even if, like, if you're on this channel now thinking, oh God, you're talking about Q, have you researched? Are you actually looking on the right channels I keep telling you to go and look on? And are you actually looking into it more? And just, I think they do. Well, the thing is, that's another thing. History, I'll keep saying, has been lied about. History we learn at school is not what's happened. It's all twisted. It's all been his story. Whoever was running the world at the time, has wrote his story of history, because history is there at the minute of what they've told us to keep us separated with religion, separated with a lot of things. We don't know who we are, we don't know what's what, this, that and the other, to keep us divided, and also to keep us, history is a lie told by the victors. Exactly, it's to keep us knowing what we're truly here for, what it's all about. I think we've got a lot of potential we don't know about. Like I said, we don't use as much of our brain as we're supposed to. And people going about this pineal gland and all this. Tupac, someone said before actually, Tupac's Q. Well, at the end of the day, all that stuff with celebrities and hip hop singers and that, Tupac knew the music industry was rife with stuff like satanical stuff, abuse, sexual stuff, rituals, and bringing people into that music circle, and then you had to sort of do a sacrifice, a killing. B.I.G. There's loads of them. They're always dying in the music industry, aren't they? With XXXTentacion. What's going on there? There's loads. When you look back, Tupac started talking out. Tupac ended up dead. Everyone who then started talking out have ended up dead. Yeah, it could be jamming with Elvis in North Korea. See, you don't know what's going to come out when the dark turns to light, do you? It's like Steph Rich might still be a, I believe when he went to hospital, he wasn't dead unless they finished him off when he was in there. It's a bit like the Princess Diana thing. It took that ambulance ages to get to her in the tunnel, and she was still alive. But we all know what that was. Because on here it actually says, it's actually on here, it says, let me find it. It's on here somewhere. George Soros is on here. Black Lives Matter is on here with Antifa and the Women's March. Yes. I can't remember what it is, but it says, oh no, it'll be up here, won't it? House of Windsor. I don't know where it is, but it says the Queen sacrificed Princess Diana. Sacrifice. We know about them sacrifices, don't we? But a lot of people have been going on about, I said this to my dad before, a lot of people have been going on about this book. A lot of people being the one thing that's just interesting me at the minute, which sort of people might think is off the subject, but it's not off the subject, is this map has Donald Trump down here, and then you see this big arrow, it goes, because this is everything we're dealing with, by the way, all the way up here to, let me see if I've got that right, yeah, all the way up to there, which says John G. Trump. FBI raided Tesla, and then it goes to Tesla, Nikola Tesla, and then this line goes off to Maria Orsic, I think it is, Yugoslavia, disappeared in 1945. And I thought, I think I've heard of her before, and it was the woman who, I think she was supposed to be a medium, and I don't know if people have heard of this. I think some people have. And she, I've got it here somewhere. I think she was in a group called, the Leader of Vril or something it was called. And it was a lot of long-haired women grew the hair out really long because they believed that the hair they used the hair or something to, because they weren't in with the women who started cutting hair off short, they wanted it long like a horsetail. Communicating with cosmic, they used it as like a cosmic antennae to communicate beyond, which sort of reminded me of one of my favourite films, Avatar, where they connect the hair bit to the horses and like it connected, if anyone knows what I'm talking about. But I think she was in with Hitler in the end, you know that whole Antarctica thing? Q is hard to find. Yeah, and you know when people talk about the Antarctica and they had the UFO shaped flying saucer things up there, that was the technology. And they look like tanks really, but like round ones. Oh, it's very when I first got this map I was like, oh my god, but it sort of makes sense to follow it a bit now, but it's like that. There's like Trump down here, and then that's like, and Q, and that's like everything they're going after. Have shown it before. It's off eBay. I know it's back to front. Brexit. Just want to get out of the EU. Whatever gets us out of the EU. I don't want to be in the EU. Nobody wants to be in the EU. It's our country first, and then our neighbours, they just want their countries first. Free Tommy Robinson. Trump's coming over. He said he's going to be meeting about the EU. Yeah, this printed version, someone told me at the beginning of the year, said get the printed. It's on like really thin canvas. So I need to get a frame for it because I've said this before, there's loads on it, but the most things that are ringed, like you can see rings on it, are talking about alien crafts and all that, at the bottom it says, I'm not going to read all of it out obviously, at the bottom it says Soros, Rothschild, Saudi in a triangle. Well, we know about them. It says breadcrumbs, which is Q. This is Q map showing you breadcrumbs. Q was giving us breadcrumbs, these little codes he was giving us to all go and research and debunk and everything. The bread's nearly, it was to make a loaf of bread. The bread's nearly baked now, it's all together, coming together. And then under the breadcrumbs it said Palladian guidance, and I was like, there's that word again, Palladian. I've heard that about space stuff and blah blah. And then under that it says freedom. It says, remember, nothing is random, everything is meaning, everything has meaning. Bread is a thread, yep. QAnon on 4chan, it says Delta Force, Mystery Machine going round in a circle, Mystery Machine, Trump's SA visit, Saudi purge, and in the middle it said sword dance, because don't remember when Trump who went to Saudi when they did the sword dance, they didn't do that for Obama. And then it says Mohammed bin Salman or somebody, ISIS defeated, Vegas massacre, pyramid sacrifice. Well, that you've just said in the Taurus, I was watching something today by a guy called, does anybody know? They were talking, well, funnily enough, down at the bottom in this little step thing, it says at the bottom, quantum accession, solar shift. Some of us have heard about solar shifts. Then a step up, age of Aquarius. I've heard about that. 2012, Mayan, is it the Mayan calendar, if I'm saying it right? Apocalypse at the bottom again. Then Antichrist, revolutions, pole shift. Because I just keep thinking about like Antarctica, the North and the South Pole. What's going on? Why do they always go there? I was telling my dad today, he went, I've never heard that. I said, oh, I have, that leaders go to Antarctica or the North or the South Pole or whatever. What's down there? The Pope goes there. Apparently, I've not seen all the video, the Pope did get arrested. Someone went to arrest him, but they got attacked and he got free. And then it says Mandela effect, Akashic, is it the Akashic records? Techno-Luciferian, Church of AI. What else is on it? Hashtag Tyler, I don't know what that means. US Embassy, Jerusalem, Third Temple. And I watched someone today going on about that, which is really weird, because who, does anybody know of, it's all this biblical thing as well. It's like, ugh, I'm not religious, but there is a biblical thing in it. Everyone's talking about fallen angels. I was watching this morning. I've been watching a guy called The Kevin Bacon Show. Really interesting, because I've been watching the Tesla and all that. Been waiting to see them get hammered. Well, they're all soy boys, and they're all like, I have to run round in my mask and my goggles, and I have to all wear black, looking intimidating with my stick to batter everybody. And then you get these big patriots that are going over, and they're just knocking them out. I don't know what it is. My son's called Tyler. It's not him, though. I don't know, Dad. I'm not that bright, but, what is it? I don't know. Things go over my head. When you look at that map, I'm getting to know it now, but it went right over me when I first got it. I was watching Kevin Bacon, and then I was watching, where is he? A guy called, Trey Smith, is it? He did the Trump prophecy. The third temple is now real. And he meant the third temple in Israel. And yeah, he's got some coins with Trump's head on it from way back, and it's like, what? And then there was something else I was telling my dad about. I was getting into the, well, that is, yeah, there. Solomon's Temple. At the top, it's the Vatican. It goes war and violence on this side, the Vatican in the middle, and then on this side, technology and spirituality. So you've got like, under the Vatican, it says Catholicism. I can't say it. Then the Jesuits, is it Jesuits? I can never say it. The Society of Jesus, which goes over to, it's got a big line going over to, the founder of the Jesuits, I can never say it, Papal bloodlines, superior, oh, it says, well, I can't even read it. Something about the grey pope, the black pope, and the white pope, the Vatican. A lot of things about popes. Something about a war room. Notre Dame. Knights, and then you've got the Knights Templar, and then underneath that, the Knights of Malta. The Knights of Malta. I think is it Bavarian Illuminati? Who, and then it says who is on the dollar bill? Who is on the dollar bill? George Washington, something Illuminati Washington Monument. Washington Monument. What's the Washington Monument? That's not that thing that goes like that, is it? What's the Washington Monument? 1888, it says. What is it? That's not that long thing like that, is it? The stick thing. Because if it is, Roman thought. What? But what's the Washington Monument? What is it? Is it that? Does it look like this? Is it that? I don't know what it's called. Is it? Because if it is this, it's supposed to be the Illuminati, obviously, because it's got a triangle on the top of it. Is it that thing that looks like that? That Washington thing? Because if it is, I've seen people say it's Illuminati because it goes high up and then you've got the triangle on the top. If that's what it is, I don't know if that's what it is. What else has it got on here? Freemasonry, not that far down. Declaration of Independence, July the 4th, 1976. Rothschilds, and then underneath that it says Zionism. Underneath that it says Aleister Crowley, you know, the witch, the satanical guy, the one who did you know, devil worshipping and all that. There's loads on here. I didn't see what you said then, actually. And then on the other side, on this the spiritual side, you've got like Atlantis. Yeah, I'll have to look. Atlantis, Mu or something, Mu. Is it Sumerians or something? The Sphinx, gold mines of NK or something. Adam's calendar. Enik or something, sounds like Unaki. Ra, Temple Mount, Pyramids of Giza, Isis, Thoth or something, Aztec. There's just loads. Temple of Sin. No, I don't think so. But I don't know, it's just got loads on there. You start hearing things and you look on the map and you're like, oh my God, it's on there as well. But like I was saying, Q is there to question everything. I just don't get people who say he's not real. It's like, if you actually took, are you just, the people who don't think he's real, have you actually gone and looked? Just to research, just to see, to make your own mind up yourself, or do you just follow what other people tell you? Because if I went, oh, I follow Q, but if I was following Q and thought, no, this doesn't make sense, it's not real, I wouldn't follow him, I wouldn't still be following, but we know it is. They're all linked. Yeah, well, I think, like I said before, Q's bringing a lot to light, but I think there's a lot more as well. It's like the main important things. Like my dad said, it's getting Obama and Hillary and, all them lot, all the elites, Rothschilds, blah, 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 blah. And then after that, I think it's all the other stuff. All the other stuff like that's on here about history, history is going to take years because history needs to be taught right in schools, the true history. And it's just all that stuff we've been lied about. We need to know the truth so we can start teaching kids the truth and nothing but the truth. Look his channel up on YouTube and then you look how Q fits together a great conspiracy that is right before your eyes. I will. Well, that's the thing because you can't not look at Q. You can't even, it's like my dad said, the only one thing you have to go and look at, you don't even have to go and research now because we've done a bit of that, is go and watch Joe Must Pose channel or just type in Q, the plan to save the world, and it's all there. And it's like, everything Q said about what people say conspiracies are there in front of you. It's happening, it's coming out. We know mainstream media don't put it out, so it's hard for those people who are still watching that because they're not going to get the truth, but we know, we can see what's going on. It's like before when Sarah Sanders was talking, and obviously when Trump does Secure Team 10, is, they're there and she's answering the questions. I could not do that job without wanting to punch somebody. And that's why she's doing it and not me. And they're asking a question, still going on about borders and that, and she's answering them and they just do not listen. And I said in chat, listen to what Sarah says. Thousand sealed federal indictments in 8 months usually. Yeah, in 8 months, because obviously they've got a lot of people helping out with this. I think they said, what is it, lawyers or judges, how many they've got in to do it all, because we've got to do it quickly because it would take forever, but it's got to be done quickly, as quick as we can, because the truth, these people need to be caught and the truth needs to come out, and that's why they're trying to get in the right, they're getting rid of people in Supreme Courts because Supreme Courts, they're there, for life basically. 8 months usually, 1,500, 2,000 per year. Yeah, 45,000 in 8 months. Go Trump and Q Team and everyone else that's helping, because I forgot what I was saying now. What was I saying? Distracted me. Yeah, Supreme Court judges. They're there for life, and we know the ones that are there. We know the ones that are there have been corrupt. So they're taking care of Rosenstein and all that before, and people are doing all these evil things. Go to court, they get let off. It's been covered up. It doesn't matter. But normal people are going to prison for really stupid things. Bonsoir. Yeah, but that's turning now because we're getting good people in the Supreme Courts for judges. So when these people go down, which you will be doing very soon, Rosenstein and a load of others, the right judges are in place, so they are going down, and it's not the mates letting them off, you know what I mean, on their evil elite Illuminati, whatever you want to call them, side. So that's how it works. And I know everyone's getting impatient about it, but they've got to do it in a certain way. It's got to be done properly. And they're also, they're filming what they're saying, like the live, when we've been watching live in court, them asking him questions, and she's even getting caught with that ring on, remember? She had that triangular kiddie fiddling I like boys ring on. Then when they go back and say stuff again, they've said what they've said on camera to us who was watching live as well, so there's no getting out of it. So, they're clever. They're not clever. By the way, Democrats, if you take the, what was I saying before? If you take the C out of Democrats and put an N in it, it's demon rats. That's what they are. Demon rats. Demon rats. Exactly. Those that shout the loudest. Sat there with that little smirk on his face, his little evil face. He won't be smiling for long, you know. But yeah, it's getting good. I just think, you know, 4th of July, Julian Assange needs to pop out for the Q&A, Q&A, Q and Assange. That'd be good. Imagine if they had a big speech and all of a sudden Julian Assange came out with Seth Rich. Who saw the picture of the billboard with QAnon? I can't remember what it said. Something about freedom. And they were asking who paid for it, and they said they don't know. They were keeping it anonymous. It was somebody. It was a patriot that paid to have the billboard up. I don't know where it was, but that was great. Everyone calling for disbanning ICE because they are investigating child trafficking. Exactly, they want to ban ICE, these idiots. Do you know what I mean? You need your borders safe. I mean, they are, you know, brave people who work on the borders. And of course, the Democrats and that, they don't want border control. They want it how it's always been, that Obama and Hillary put into their policies when they were in office, not when Trump was in office. This is what all these thick Democrats or people who voted for Hillary and Obama can't get their heads around. That's what mainstream media is saying. It's not Trump. Trump didn't put that in office. He didn't put that policy in when he was in office. He's trying to undo it. It was Obama and Hillary. They won't look at that, will they? And they don't, of course they don't want the borders being manned, because they're the ones that want all the kids to come in without parents and taking them away and using them for sacrificial sexual abuse and all the other stuff they're doing with them, eating them or whatever, all this stuff that's coming out. Killing them, murdering them, raping them and selling them, sex trafficking, selling them, you know, for thousands to people, all these paedophiles. There's lots of paedophile arrests now as well, so that's great. Yeah, they flip the truth upside down in the mainstream media to fool us, but the day is coming to an end, which is going to be amazing. Exactly, because I know people go on about, but really, the biblical thing that I've been seeing, there's a lot of biblical things in the Q thing, even if people don't like it. And I'm not religious, and I was reading this, but it is about time. Good won. These fallen angels that have been scamming us for decades. Yeah, scamming us for decades with just, as they say, magic and stuff, as, you know, playing things out on the media to us and tricking us and keeping us, you know, dumbed down and not looking in the right areas and thinking something was something else, you know, like 9/11, thinking it was something else, going to war for something else. Yeah, I know what you mean, because I believe in God, I believe in the Creator, but I just think I'm religious. I'm not religious. Like, I think if you're religious, sometimes, like, you know, you want to be going to church all the time, or you need someone telling you something. I don't know. Oh yeah, the Queen does. Yeah, yeah. Reptilians. You know, I know people go, oh, but it's making me think now, because I was watching this guy before. I was watching somebody Baker, and it just all interlocks with everything you're thinking. And they go on about these bloodlines. Some things that will come out won't be for everyone. Once seen, it can't. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, reptiles. And I know some people are like, what? But when you look at it, it's a bit like, I'm British, yeah. It's a bit like, when you start looking, I said the other day, when you start looking, I'm going to think outside the box now for people who might. Yeah, David Icke. David Icke's on the map. David Icke is on the map. Hang on. Where is he? Alex Jones is on the map as well. Alex Jones is on the map. David Icke is, there he is. And then it says, Saturn symbolism, David Icke, moon matrix. The moon matrix. We know we're in the matrix. Yeah. David Icke, everything David Icke said When you look back now, you're like, oh my God, like it's really true. People thought it was nuts, but stuff I've been looking into. Well, yeah, maybe, but things that I've been looking into, it keeps coming up with these reptiles and things. Thanks, and just watch his stuff. It's completely unbiased and just research you don't find. No, but it makes sense because if you're just thinking outside the box a bit for a bit of fun, I think, well, maybe, yeah, maybe, because we all know we've been lied to about history. So what if we're always saying, look up there, these alien things, but actually, maybe what we call aliens were actually on this planet, fallen angels, whatever you call it, or they were a race years ago, because I keep hearing of giants, reptilians, different races that were already here. Like, we're different races now, as in skin colour. Well, I have seen things in the sky, which I'll go on in a minute. I have seen things, but then again, I don't know if it is or if it's this new technology that's been hidden, because I have seen stuff. But yeah, the nymphling, if that's how you say it, nymphling, I don't know how to say it, but I was watching a video with that in it yesterday when I was in bed, and it was like a long documentary, and I was like, oh my God, yeah, nymphling. Actually, I wrote it down. Yeah, fallen angels. Did I write it down? So I was watching something today, and then who's heard of the fallen angels, and then who heard of the giants? Because we have had giant people. If you think of the really, really tall basketball players, yeah, they've had Draco, and I remember working on the Isle of Wight. Big fight started cause Ted Heath. Oh, and there's been a few people that have been reported around, really, these really giant people. And there was one called, I think was it Robert Wadlow or somebody. And there was somebody else in like China or something, and then they never reported on him again. And then do you remember that I was telling my dad today, said there is a story flying about that. I don't know if the Afghan giant, recent, crazy, because they said, I've seen that loads of times, there was a red-haired giant that they found. Goliath was a big lad. That's what I mean. There's these stories, but apparently the one in Afghan, because even my dad had heard of it, they found a giant in a cave, but they killed it, didn't they? Because obviously they brought it back to, look at it and everything like they do. Yeah, the world's tallest man. But when you think about it, they always say them sort of stories like Goliath and all that. Oh, they were just, they were just stories. They were just, what's the word? Myths and this, that, and the other. But now I'm thinking, well, maybe the myths are actually true, because they are stories, but the stories must have come from somewhere, because that's what a myth is. Yeah, and they all seem to be redheads. And the thing I was learning about the different races around the globe way back, they had different races, and they were talking about Scottish and the Celts, Scottish and the Irish, sorry, and the red-haired Irish, and yeah, Ginger's real. And maybe we did have different races then that weren't the same as us, but then the other guy I was watching, has everyone seen the skulls that have been found around the world? It's not just in one place, where they're really elongated, they're really big, and they're elongated here. They reckon that's what the nymphling was, that's what the fallen angels was. People saying, oh, they could have been human, or they did. Have you seen the head? It was like that long up there. My ex was a redhead and born in Roswell, New Mexico. Yeah. But I don't know, there's just so many crazy stories at the minute that everyone's seen as conspiracy. Because to me, Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull, and also Indiana Jones and the Lost. Because I also heard them talking about this guy that I was watching, the Ark of the Covenant or something, with the wings on, which was like the one that the Germans stole in Raiders of the Lost Ark, because something was supposed to be in that. Was it Pandora's box or something? The Last Crusade? Yeah. So, and we know now, people who follow the Illuminati stuff and all that, because we're just going outside the box now, because it's fun as well, their symbolism are the downfall. Yeah, we know that in films now, There's symbols in that film, and there's things they put in that film that we know are actually true, but you don't think it if you're normal because you just think, oh, it's just a story. Art just means wooden box. Well, that one isn't a wooden box because it's gold. But you know what I mean? And there's that much flying about now. I know there's stuff in to put people off probably in conspiracies as well, but we know a lot of conspiracies are true. So what about the conspiracies or myths of legends gone by? Because the myths are, I'd say, oh, they're just mythical, so you don't believe them. But yeah, but actually, they come down the line from Story of Man, and they've gone on, hi old crow, and they've gone on down the line for years, a bit like the Bible. It's a story, but there's meant to be truth in it. So if there's truth in it, and I've seen lots of people doing stories on giants, and giants are in the Bible, and who remembers BI? Yeah, BRG got killed as well because he probably knew something. He was probably a sacrifice to whoever, Puff Daddy or whoever was hanging around with him at the time. I don't know, and it's just weird because there's all this stuff going about. Nana who? The book. Oh, do you mean the giant book? Yeah, Q took the lid off Pandora's box in October 2017. It's not put it on since. I don't know, but oh yeah, it just seems strange that I think, like I said, there's just a lot of stuff we've not been told about, and I don't know if it's because maybe to us now it'd be scary or, well, really, it's probably because a bit like now they won't be under control and they won't be under control. We are reaching a pentacle. What do you mean? I know we're on a pen. Oh, there's a pendulum, and it's been swinging there. It's been swinging for them for a very long time. Evil, and it's about there now, and it's just about to go, woof, and that'll be the red wave that's about to come over the world, if you know what I mean. The red wave, not the blue wave, the red wave. I don't know, it's getting weird because you know if you're on YouTube and you're researching a lot and Q gets you to research a lot and then you're watching other Q things and then you get the recommended box on the side of recommended videos because you're watching something and then all this stuff's just coming out with Nymphling and giants and oh, a point in time. Yeah, a point in time. It is a point in time. I mean, I was even watching something last night that was going on about oh, what was it? Something to do with the stars and yeah, a point in time and this, that and the other. It's about to swing the other way because I believe I've seen other videos where they say the world, breathes and it can only breathe so much evil before it retracts and then, I think that's throughout time. Something happens for a revolution or whatever, then bad people go and then it's good for a while. Might be so many years, thousands of years, and then obviously it'll start creeping back again because there's always people who are greedy and evil and they'll work their way up again, Yeah, they'll work their way up again to start getting, when they get greedy. Like Noah's flood, Jen, I've been hearing about that and, well, Noah, and because wasn't Enoch something to do with Noah's grandfather or something like that. Purge of evil, yeah, it's a purge of evil. And we the people are going to win this time. We want, yeah, there's Zodiac, there's a lot in that as well. When we look at things now, I think everything's been, it's like numbers in the way things are written. The mathematics, I don't think are given us to a properly how we should really be using it for what it's really for. There's just, my dad always says I'm always off in loads of different rabbit holes, but I can't help it because I'm just like, I see something and I'm like, well, that connects with that. Yeah, it flows like the tide. I mean, they say there's a universal law, isn't there? And maybe that universal law is our turn this time for a while, and hopefully for quite a while. And the universal law, that's what I was saying the other day. Do you know that every planet in our solar system is going to be in the same? Yeah, I've heard that. They're all about to, is it line up? Because isn't this supposed to be the oh, what was it on that map? The shift and everything that everyone's been talking about. Like I said at the bottom, it says Age of Aquarius, solar shift. Is it quantum accession or something? Yeah, natural law, because someone was talking about that the other day. I don't know if there's 7 laws in the natural law, but that's why evil, so they say, one of the universal laws, natural law as well, and the universal law, 7 in the universal law, is the evil. Imagine a circle with every planet in. Yeah, the evil, you have to tell the truth somehow. So that's how I say they don't say it in the way they want to say it. They twist it and put it in films and stuff like that. So they're giving it to us in a way. So they can say, well, we put it out there, but they're not giving it to us face. They put it in films and stuff like that. Everything. Q. Everything. Don't know. We're just on a random chat. It was Q. Now it's random because it all connects. But it's like I said, I was watching. I didn't at first. I didn't know about Tesla. I know about Tesla. Then I found out that yeah, we don't do conspiracies. Conspiracies are truth. With it, yeah, with the absence of distance, time ceases to exist. But and then I didn't know that, like I said, Trump's uncle was something to do with Tesla. I mean, well, I knew it was something to do with Tesla, but I didn't know he was the one that the FBI had given notes to, or he took some and he gave them back, but we don't know if he kept some or stole something or took copies of, because some people say in the conspiracy world that he made a time machine. Time is man-made, yeah. And then this picture, if anyone didn't see it, was just mega bonkers because I was watching Tesla and then knowing about his uncle, like I said on this map, it talked about Tesla, Trump's uncle, Tesla, Nikola Tesla, and then it went to Maria Orsic, I think it is, disappeared in 1945, and she was a medium who hung around with, I think it was Hitler, and the spacecrafts, which people might have thought they were spacecrafts from outer space, but I actually think they were technology that they were using. They looked a bit like tanks because they had like, you know, yeah, they say that. Free Tommy Robinson. Because I did draw a picture actually. You know, they're like flying saucers that everyone would assume a flying saucer to look like, with like, you know, they look like the tank, what they call the things, the guns on the top. There's just loads of weird stuff, but you know, and then the picture of Julian Assange, I'll show it again. Julian Assange and Trump's uncle, it's just bonkers. They have put the photo image over the top of him to show you. I just think they do look a lot alike. So you've got, probably can't see properly, Donald Trump's uncle, who got Tesla's, they think they'd seen Tesla's notes or didn't give them all back. That's Donald Trump's uncle. That's Julian Assange. Photoshopped over. Can you not see the likeness in them two? Hi. I was like, me and my dad were like, it was a bit, yeah, it blew my dad away. He was like, what's that all about? And I was like, well, apparently they thought he'd made a time machine. What if Donald Trump's uncle made one and he saw what the future was all about and everything, and he told Trump? And what if Trump's made one? If let's get daft now. The CIA, well, we know the CIA are corrupt and Julian Assange is good. You'll be seeing a Julian Assange very soon, I think. It might be working overtime, but you know, it does make you think though, and that's the whole thing. It does make you think. You just think, oh my God, what's going on? I don't know, whatever he's making, but you must admit Tesla was for humans. He wanted he wasn't for money and that. He wanted, you know, he was for making things better for people. But you've got to admit, with his currents and stuff, he was. I believe that way back we actually had more technology than we did now. And then I don't know what happened, and we lost it. And that's what we've been trying to look for, like what they had. Because, like I said, some of the, yeah, like Tesla, some of like I keep saying, they keep saying the Egyptian manuscripts and stuff were, there's bits missing, and the stuff of like, because I was watching videos about that, like flying the things that were drawn in different places around the world look like flying objects, like air balloons but metal. Yeah. And I do believe all this stuff about maybe how we became to be, and they say, oh, man's like an ape and this, that. I don't even know if I believe in all that anymore. But if you know what I mean, there's just things around the globe. I mean, like them skulls with the elongated heads and found in different areas. Conspiracy, two or more people colluding to commit a crime. Conspiracy theory was a term weaponized by the CIA in 1967, and the CIA also came up with the word conspiracy. I don't know why they came up with that word, trying to put people off. Oh, don't look over here, there's nothing to see, it's only a conspiracy. Don't look in Antarctica, there's nothing there to see, move on. We still can't figure out how they did things they did. Exactly, because we're obviously not that intelligent, are we? And the CIA, someone will have to comment again, I can't get the end of it. 1967, to demonise anyone questioning the Warren Report, ref the assassination of JFK. Because that's what Trump's going for as well. He was friends with JFK Jr. JF Jr. was going to run for president, and what happened to him? Did he get assassinated as well? Like I said, JFK said he was going to smash the FBI, or whatever he said in the words of, into 1,000 pieces because he knew. But the sad thing about JFK is he didn't know how infiltrated, I can't say the word, how infiltrated it was at the time. It was bigger than he actually thought it was. Yeah, they did, because they didn't want him talking out. So as it's gone through time, and music industry is bad, and there's lots of different places that have the deep state and these elites and everything, like I said, with people speaking out, not even in like politically, like in Hollywood and stuff like that, and singers and actors, and like someone was saying before about Tupac, we know why Tupac was killed. Expose the truth in them high places and you'll end up, yeah, exactly. It makes you think now, all them people, someone high up would come out, try and talk about something the next minute, oh, they died in a plane crash, or oh, this has happened, or blah blah, and you're thinking, now it's like all them people got assassinated. Well, they were going to try and assassinate Trump, weren't they? Exactly, but I think he's safe. I think we've got something on our side, that they haven't got because of evil. But they know they're going down. It's like the Pope. I wish he'd have got arrested. We are not conspiracy theorists. We are conspiracy analysts, exactly. Because the more you, even if you think some things are out of the box, but that's what Q said, that you've got to think outside the box, because it leads you to other things sometimes. It's like I said, people, going back to David Icke, people years ago used to think he's bonkers because he was talking about reptilians and all this, but when you look back at what he's actually said now, it's like it all makes sense. Maybe, and this is just thinking out of the box for fun, but I do believe some of this stuff. When they go on about bloodlines, it's like when they get married in the royal family, they say, people they don't just pick anyone. They make out that they have, it's someone off blah, blah, but they've got some sort of bloodline in that family to do with them, to keep it in their family. Because something I was watching a bit ago said, well, the other day, or it might have been last night, said, years back they believed in the magical properties or whatever, blah, blah, whatever was in their bloodstream, and they wanted to keep it only to, to that family of elite. So they didn't want it going out to anybody. So that's why they marry people out of their own families and stuff, because they're trying to keep, even if it's around the world, cousins and stuff, because they're trying to keep that bloodline. Waxman is mathematical infinity, is it? I can't see. It goes off dead quick. Yeah, but I don't know. It's just mad. You just look at David Icke now and all these people that said, all the conspiracy theories, you're like, actually, it starts making sense because the woman who was a medium, that Tesla, the one where it pointed from Tesla, Maria, I'd seen her ages ago, a few years ago, and all this like UFOs, but then again, I don't believe them ones in Antarctica. I don't know. Some people saying they're aliens, or was it just technology? Hitler didn't die. He went underground after in World War Two. He went to do other things with technology, and they all reckon, it was up in Antarctica and they'd found technology. Some people say by aliens, some people say by these Nordic people. She was there though, and she was a medium, and she reckoned she had communication from beyond. She could communicate. So I don't know if they're saying she got these, and he was really interested in her, this technology from there or whatever. And then they made these like flying saucer sort of, aeroplane things. Have you noticed that when a conspiracy is found to be true, they never go back and validate the people that spoke out in the first place? No, they wouldn't validate the people that spoke out in the first place, and the people that probably did speak out probably aren't alive. As we've been finding out, something will happen, they'll have an accident. And then, so maybe these Space Force, maybe these new technologies are actually things that look like flying saucers, but they're actually new aircrafts. It's one of them, they're Catholic. But yeah, Hitler went to do it a different way. And it's just mad. Then again, I don't know what's going on in Antarctica. Something going on down there. Well, that's what I mean. Some people say there's aliens. I mean, I'm not putting it. We don't know what's out there, but I think the ones in Antarctica is definitely technology, advanced technology that they didn't bring out to obviously the masses or nothing. They wanted to use it for themselves for war, and I've spoke to my dad about this. He's like, I don't know. I said, well, a lot of elites have been to Antarctica, so they say. And if you think about it, when NASA lies, does from space, all you just see is the snow blanket. You don't really see what's down there. You can't see what's down there. They're going on about pyramids down there, or there's something covering down there because there's hidden underground. I know some people have gone about underground cities with reptilians in and all this, and then on the other side, is it actually the hiding, what people call a UFO base? Yeah, Operation Paperclip. Yeah, that's on there as well, and that's what I was watching the other day with all this stuff with that woman. It said Operation Paperclip, Penguin Power. Yeah, Penguin Power. You don't know, Dad. It might be though, because I said we don't know, do we? I was saying to my dad, it's a bit like Area 51. He was, no, that's a desert. I went, no, I mean, you're not allowed to go there. You'd probably get shot down if you flew over that area in Antarctica. But a lot of the elites do go down there. It said that they go down there. And they could be hiding something under ice because you can't see it. So there could be new technology. And then when Trump said the other week about, yeah, Space Force, it could be new technology. And then he said something about new technologies and stuff, because they've hidden all the new technologies from us. That's why, you know what he needs to do on Independence Day? He needs to, then everyone think you're having an alien attack. The Rothschilds took over the Vatican. Oh yeah, that's all up there. All up there. That's at the top of everything. Is the Vatican, and then not far down it says Rothschilds Zionism. Yeah, can you imagine? I'm just putting it out there, I'm not saying it's happening, but July the 4th, Independence Day. Now, we've seen the film Independence Day with the aliens, but can you imagine Merkel possibly be related to Hitler, who relocated to South America? Yep, Hitler's daughter. So you're having fireworks and everything, and then new technology flies over the different things that have been hidden from us for years. And maybe they'll fly around the world so we can all see it. And then they have floats and stuff, and then they have a speech at the end, and Julian Assange comes on with Seth Rich and maybe a few other people, maybe like Elvis. No, I'm joking. Yeah, Merkel. I think, did I take a picture of it? I don't think I took a picture of it. I've seen a picture of Merkel. Who was it now? Theresa May and I don't know what name is, the president of Venezuela, sat together when they were kids, and they all look a bit like each other. Because you've got to remember, some of these politicians and people have not been voted into power. They were born into it and they were put into those positions because of the bloodline and blah, 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 blah. Elvis lives, I know, he might do. He might be in Antarctica. But I don't know, I just think something really good's going to happen on July the 4th, unless that's the indictments, unless that's the, I don't know, that, can you imagine? Instead of being, like, who was it who did the film Independence Day? Was it Will Smith? I think he's a bit of an Illuminati person. It might be like that, but the things that are flying over is the hidden technology, as in new flight systems or whatever, because we've had aeroplanes for a long time. Surely we would have moved on by aeroplanes. Because when I think of flying saucers, I think of, has anyone seen it on Netflix? Oh, Dad, I told you that the modern version of Lost in Space, was it called Lost in Space, the new one? And the families lived on their own little flying saucers and looked a bit like that. If anyone's seen that series, which is quite good. I know we all know about Netflix, but I did watch it when it was on. So, yeah, I just want to say, if anyone's come on here and they don't know about Q or they don't believe it, no, I haven't been watching Netflix. I haven't been watching it. I was watching it a bit ago and I was watching that programme. But it's hard though, because sometimes I want to see things, because they do put things in films that they're trying to tell you about, because that's the truth getting out there in the universal law that they're supposed to tell you, but they'll tell it you the other way around. Oh, we all know about Bushes. Bushes did the 9/11. Bush, Obama and Clinton's are going down. Sold out America. I shouldn't say Obama, I should say Hussein. Hussein sold uranium to Iraq, so Iraq could nuke America, so America would blame it on Russia, so we'd all go to war with Russia, World War III. But, like I said, Trump said he's coming over very soon, have talks with the EU. He's having a meeting with the EU. He's having a meeting with the Queen. Might even set Tommy Robinson free. Yeah, I don't know. It's just getting exciting. It is. They're saying it's an exciting time to be. Oh, Iran. What did I say, Iran or Iraq? Yeah, free Tommy Robinson. It is an exciting time to be alive, and I've heard a lot of people saying on different channels, because I watch a lot of stuff. If they could choose any time to be alive, it would be now. And I feel sorry for all those people years ago that knew of this. They knew the CIA was corrupting the FBI and this, that, and the other. And there was this, it was all, they were waiting for this day to come, because they've always said the worldwide awakening. And it's been brewing for years. But those people sadly aren't here anymore. But people are saying they're glad to be alive now, because this is about to hit very soon and it's exciting. But did anyone see the Antifa? I shouldn't laugh really, but shouldn't have gone over thinking they're cocky, and there's a big American guy, patriot, just knocks him out on the floor. But they're all there with the sticks, aren't they? All being mad and wearing all black and masks and stuff, acting cocky. But they're all put there. We know Antifa's all put there by Soros and that, to fight against, to fight against us all. Like I said, religion's put there to keep us fighting. The race thing's put there to keep us in race wars. I saw it today and I was just like, I shouldn't laugh, because it's not really Antifa's fault for the ones who don't really know what's going on, or they've been paid, or they just believe what they're reading in mainstream media, and they're only little, you know, and oh God. And they're all like, oh, and then he just punched him, knocked him out, and I was like, oh my God. He did. But don't mess with the vets, people. You're there from a gen. Oh, but I'll tell you what I've got to read out, because my dad sent me this, and I thought, listen to this, if I can read it, about Q. I was glad the Antifa got turned into federally. One of the, I know, but you've got to remember, some of them are just, it's not their fault. Like, they believe they're fighting for the right, but they're not. And I hope they just wake up and see, because it's like Q said, we don't need to be fighting. We don't need to be doing that. We need to be coming together and uniting, because if we unite, they want us to be divided through all the stuff they put out there. Like I said, men hating on women, all these stupid feminists trying to demonise men all the time. You've got the black and white issue, the race wars, because one is all divided. We are all from one, we are all one. Doesn't matter what colour your skin is. We all bleed red blood at the end of the day. You know, and then there's feminists going right over the top trying to demonise men all the time. Yeah, they are, but you never know. But then again, they're not being told the truth, are they? If I didn't know what I knew now, I'd probably be on the Antifa team, because I'd be like, I'd believe I was fighting for the right thing when I'm not. It's like Tommy Robinson. Antifa, then people are like, oh, freedom of speech, because he stood up for freedom of speech as well. Oh, it's hate speech. I've said and said again, hate speech is freedom of speech. It's to have the right to say what you want. You don't have to be nasty about it, but it's the right to say, you know, what you believe in and your opinions. But, you know, but let me see if I can find it. I think. I don't know if I've got it. Or maybe I haven't. Just check. I might have to find it another time. Oh, I thought I took a picture. I have took a picture of it. Where is it? Or maybe it's this one. Is it this one? No. Yeah, Antifa equals rent a crowd. Is it this one? Well, there was something about millennials and what Q was saying. But I think I actually took a picture on here and not on my phone. I might not agree with that. I didn't see that. But yeah, hopefully some of them will wake up. You've got to remember, a lot of these kids, they're on computers and playing all these things. They're getting brainwashed, you know. Exactly, sit down, son, and I'll tell you something. And he was like, oh, right, I get it now. And then he's even said that he's been seeing little bits of things about Q and certain things. But he even said, well, Mum, I knew the government was, you know, corrupt, and that's why can't be doing politics and, you know, voting and all that, because I know, you know, he knows. But, you know, some of these wet kids today, they're not going to stand up and fight, are they? Because, you know, that's why they call them soy boys and that, because they're wet behind the ears these days. They're too busy playing on computer games. And then when they come out from behind the computer game, they can't fight properly, because they're fighting on a simulated game, not in real life. No wonder that lad got knocked out. Ugh. But I'd like to say, and I saw someone saying this as well today, I don't know if it was on We the People 24/7 Soapbox, Gran Torino was on. It is, oh no, it was on one of the talks I was watching, saying how hot it is everywhere. And I know my dad will go, it's summer, but I'm like, no, it's like the summers we used to have. It's so sweatily, humidly hot, I can't stand it. And it's global, and it's like, what's all that about then? People are saying it's like really hot, stickier than it normally is. I still think it's because we've not had that many chemtrails or something. And they're even going on about hosepipe banning. But like my little one before really wouldn't go to bed because he's just too hot and doesn't know what to do with himself. I can't stand going to bed now because I can't get to sleep because it's just too hot. And it's very sticky in the UK. Ugh, it's very, very humid. Horrible. Can't stand it. And I'm assuming it is everywhere else. Oh, and the guy was saying, I think it was Kevin Baker, is it Baker Show? He said it's even, he was laughing, he said it's even hot and sweaty in Scotland. And he went, I don't even look like my passport anymore, because I think he was trying to say that he was white, obviously quite pale, because he lives in Scotland, and now he must have a tan. So he said, I don't even look like the person on my passport picture, because he's normally quite pale. I didn't see that last comment. Been having ice pops and ice cream. Have they stopped chemtrails in the UK? It's not been as bad, I don't think. I think there was some yesterday, but the skies, I don't know if it was yesterday, they've been quite clear, and it's just been blazing hot. So, yeah. I was hearing some people saying about chemtrails with blood in it, something blood or something. But I don't know. I'm just finding it interesting with all the other rabbit holes about just biblical and everything. I just find it really interesting. And the good thing is about going down loads of rabbit holes, and then I'm checking on Q all the time, is please don't mention the T word. Makes me feel sick. The T word. What's the T word? Trump. Oh. Is I don't watch TV, but it's better than TV anyway, because there's just so much to like take in and try and figure out, and they need to bring the movie out. All right. Oh, what? Oh, hi, Tap 777. Did I probably say 47 then? Oh, they will stop spraying us because the cabal are going down, and the people, if they go down, then all the people that work for them are going down as well. Because if the money's very, oh God, it's look how sweaty I am. Oh, they will stop. They will stop because if the cabal go down and funds are getting stopped to fund them, like Soros and that, because they're the ones with all the money and this, that, and the other, the Rothschilds. If their money's falling, they can't fund these people to go and fly these planes and buy and use the stuff that they're using in the air. So they'll have to, and that's part of the thing that chemtrails are part of the thing to depopulate the world, because it's all about depopulation. So if all this evil goes and we're getting rid of people, they're eventually going to go in the end, because that's what's poisoning us, as well as like, people say, oh, grow your own food. But if you're getting sprayed all the time, it's hitting our food as well. So that's all got to stop. Big X in the sky. What's the big X? Oh. But yeah, talking about, someone said, do you believe in aliens? And I said, well, I don't know if it's just Agenda 21 and Agenda 2. Yeah. But you see, if we're taking them out, it's got to go. Have you just sent me a picture, Dad? I don't know if the thing will go off. Sorry, I just had to go off then because my dad had sent me a picture of this thing I was trying to read. So let me see if I can read it. If I can read it, because it's very small. Right. Are you ready? I'm really, really, really sweaty. Q has accomplished something to one. If I can read it, it's really small. Q has accomplished something no one or nothing has been able to do ever. Whoever or whatever Q is, Q has managed to grab the attention of people everywhere. Most importantly, the attention of many, many younger people, because younger people are our next generation. They need to know. That's why they've been, dumbing us down or dumbing them down. Many younger people who had not the slightest idea about politics, like I was saying about my son, and government and the country, they would know nothing about, and wouldn't. Oh, sorry, I read that. Hang on, I missed a bit. Had not the slightest idea about politics and the government, and what the hell has happened to a great nation. The millennials were on the verge of growing up in a country they would know nothing about and wouldn't even know anything is wrong, let alone how to fix it. Q made paying attention fun, he has done. For lack of a better word, Q managed to take the boring, uninteresting, and bland, to them, subject of the object is to break the code. And as the story behind the game is revealed through questions, because Q stands for question everything, questions, we all had to think and we all had to learn who the players are, the people in, up above, the elites and all this, who the players are, what purpose they serve to the game, how to know which ones are the white hats and which ones are the black hats, when no one really wears a hat. White being good, black being bad. At no time was there ever promised a pot of gold, not even a paper gold. Again, unity works, and that working as a team with other people they will never meet will create a unified effort to reach the goal and maintain it. There may be hope for us all yet. So no matter who or what Q is, thank you. And that's what I've been trying to say. It doesn't matter if you think it's real or not. And people say he's real. It's a group. It's a team. It's about getting truth out there, because when you actually research about it and start looking into it on the right places, you will realise that it is all truth, and it is about forgetting all this fighting Antifa stuff and this, that and the other and hating. We've all got to come together and unite to beat this. And Q is, question everything. But I think that's really good, whatever that was off, that about Q, because that's what it's all about. Yeah, fine words, because at the end of the day, if they're trying to brainwash the millennials of our next generation and they don't know how to fix it, they're not interested in politics, this, that and the other, can you imagine what it's going to be like for them and their kids and their kids and their kids for years to go on? That's why I'm standing up talking, because I've got kids and I don't want them going into the world that we have, that we didn't realise, and all this corruptness and murdering and abuse and satanical stuff going on, despite whether people believe that or not, because that isn't heaven on earth, is it? It's hell. We've been living in hell for a very long time. It's the next generation that are important. It's not really us. It's the next generation. They've got to be awake to all this stuff so they can see it and it can be fixed. I'm keeping my ear to the ground though. Yeah, but you know what I mean? With all this, let's all look at our phones, taking pictures and doing this, and no one's really interested these days in connecting properly. No one's really interested in helping people. It's like, no one cares. And that was one of the things as well, that their agenda is, what is Q? Question everything. If you don't know what Q is, the easiest way to go and learn about it, really simple, is go and check Q, the plan to save the world. I think you just type that in, or go on the channel of Joe Massepoes, Massepoes. I've said it so many times now on the channel, and you'll see loads of stuff on there. And it's the easiest thing. Q, a plan to save the world. They are not paying attention. If anyone has not watched, if you have not watched, which I keep shouting out, Q, a plan to save the world, then you're not listening. Because Q, the plan to save the world, that it's only on for 10 minutes, it's not a dead long thing. If you don't watch that from the beginning till the end, 10 minutes, and not see what's really going on and understand what they're doing, hi, is it Ed Ups? Thank you. Well, they are saving the world, and we are saving the world, so, yeah, but you see, people come on and say things like that, like you, and it's what I'm saying. You've got people who just want to be negative about everything. At the end of the day, that's what people are saying. These elites are wanting people not to care. They're wanting to bring things into normalisation, like paedophilia and stuff like that. They're trying to normalise all these things. They're trying to normalise people not to care. You either care or you don't care. No, if you haven't seen the film Q, the plan to save the world, then you need to go and see it. It's only on for 10 minutes. It shows you the elites and who they are, Soros and Rothschilds and Hillary and all that. It shows you everything on a 10-minute. That's what they've done it. They've done it for people out there, you people out there that don't know about Q. It's the easiest way to go and watch it. Even if Q was a psyop, that's what means. Some people go, oh, it's a he's a psyop, blah, blah, blah. But the thing is, it doesn't matter what he is. He's woken thousands, millions, whatever people up. And it's not just in America or in the UK, globally. And if it's woke you up to what's actually going on, because what he's putting out there is the truth. Because some people, yeah, but what I've noticed on YouTube is there's a lot of people on YouTube talking about the same thing about governments, you know, and FBI, CIA, Merkel, presidents around the world, this, that, and they're all different people, all in the same thing. They're talking, everyone at the minute around the globe is talking about exactly the same thing. And that's why when I went on Rebel Media today and that John Codillo, or whatever his name is, he said he didn't believe in Q and it's just a conspiracy. But the thing is, what he's reporting on is exactly what Q's reporting on. So it doesn't matter if Q's woke you up to go and research and find out and actually wake you up to see what's going on. Hey ho, it's the same thing. Everyone in the world right now is talking about the exact same thing. So if you haven't watched it, then you don't know. It's a thing to get it out to people to make it easier, because when stuff actually hits what's about to drop very, very soon, they said there's going to be people needing to get hospitalised because they're not going to be able to get the head around it. It's to get people starting getting used to little bits that are starting to come out, because yeah, Amazing Polly YouTube channel, if anyone wants to see it, she did a reaction on it because she said she knew about QH because she did a reaction on that little film for 10 minutes. You know what I mean? It's not like saying pop over and go and watch it. It's 10 minutes. It's 2 hours long. It's 9 or 10 minutes. That's it. And it explains everything to a T, whether you believe it or not. If you can't look at that film and get goosebumps or think, oh my God, I see what's happening, then there's something wrong with you. You're on the Obama, Bush, Clinton team. And the thing is, what I'm trying to say to people who go, oh yeah, well, we're not, we're because people who are negative, there's no point, do you know what I mean? You've got to be positive to come together to want to do something about it, especially if you've got kids. It's about getting truth out there. All we want is truth. That's what Q wants. We just want the truth. There's a lot of horrible things that are about to drop for some people that don't know. And that's why Q's trying to get it out to wake us up a little bit, because at least you're going to be shocked, but at least you're ready for it. You've got to be ready for it. I just think we're going to be fine because there's too much of them been going on for years, and I just really feel inside that, don't get me wrong, some bad things might happen along the way, because it's not just going to all end tomorrow. Even when it all drops, it's going to be over quite a few years. That it's all, you know, we've got to undo what Obama's done and people around the world. Because don't forget, deep state is not just in America. Deep state runs everywhere. Someone said the other day, it reminded them of the world, and you've seen that picture and it's got an octopus all over and its tentacles are going everywhere in all different countries. And that's what it's like. It's infiltrated everywhere. The regimes they've had. Yeah, she cried over. I when I watched that film, I cried as well, because I was just like, oh my God, I see it for what it is now. Because, like I said, there's many things people don't know about. Like I was saying about food additives and what's in some of the food additives, things that are just going to shock you and probably give you a mental breakdown when you find out. Yeah, POTUS has been 3 steps ahead all the way. I just believe there's been that much evil in the world for years and years and years and decades gone by, that it's time for us now. You know, I'm not saying people aren't going to get hurt and stuff, because people have been getting hurt in this. People say, oh, well, I don't believe it because they say it's a game and keep going about like checkmate, you know, it's a game of chess. It is sort of, but it's real. So if it's a real game, people have died. And we all know that about people dying all over the world. All these man-made wars for oil and all this stuff they've been going on in for. Like my dad said, they wouldn't have gone into Iraq and that if they were farming, going after bleeding broccoli, would they? Um, He's not a Zionist though, do you know? I'm so sick of people going on about Zionists and the Israel thing. People really need to go and research properly. Trump was chosen because one, he wasn't a politician, which is good, because they're all put in there, they're not voted in there. No, I don't believe it is. It's down to us as well. It's down to us. No, I think there's other things we don't know about. And then he was a businessman, so he knows about business and he knows how to go about business properly, legally, because obviously he's doing deals with people like, North Korea and stuff like that. And he was also a patriot of America. He's Christian, he loves his family values and all that. He's a real, like, patriot, do you know what I mean, of the country. Why would you want someone? Most of these politicians are born into it, a lot of them, and they're all in the actual Illuminati bloody family. That's what everyone says. So I have a couple of people that come in here and all this shout out is the same thing. It's like, really, you need, because that's all people keep putting on other channels. As soon as it's someone they don't like, someone who's winning, that's what they shout out all the time. So you'd be all right with me, my friendly troll that comes in here. You two could talk to each other. I mean, it's like the Israel thing. Just go and watch Rebel Media. They're in Israel at the minute. If you're going on about Jews and Zionists and all this cack that people keep putting out. All these countries that were taken over need to be, given back to the right people of the land. Yeah, no one expected Trump to win, especially her, because it was rigged. And that's why mainstream media kept shouting out, he's not going to win, he's not going to win, he's not going to win. Yes, but that's what are they always shouting out on mainstream media? Someone please tell me what they're all, what do they always shout out on mainstream media about Israel? And don't forget mainstream media. What do mainstream media say? Because mainstream media are part of deep state. So who is the media run by? Whoever owns the media controls the world. So who runs it and what do mainstream media always say about Israel? Come on, someone tell me. What do mainstream media always say about Israel? Because if mainstream media is saying something about Israel, it's obviously not true, is it? Go and watch Rebel Media. Go and watch Brian London, who lives in Israel. It's like everyone says when people go, oh, such and such a body's German, oh, the German, also always at the Nazi. What? Do you know what I mean? Rebel Media. Well, that's who I had the argument with today, Rebel Media, actually. But there is a few people in Rebel Media, so I'm not saying, some of them, a couple of them could be not good. No, but it will do soon because Khan didn't want Trump to come. He said about Trump ages ago that he wasn't welcome. Well, he is welcome off the UK people, and he is coming to the UK. No, because Mayor of London, Khan Sadiq, or whatever his name is, he said, because there's a lot of crime and killings and stuff going on down there, he's saying it's normal for a city. It's not normal. He's made it that way. He's made it unsafe by taking the police off the streets and stuff, manning hate speech on Facebook and such. It's his doing. It's his doing. He hasn't done nothing about it to make it change down there. Yep, drain the swamp. And don't forget, Q put that picture up of We Are Q, and it's a lot of people as well. And the thing is, Q is not just Q. Q is us. Q is the anoms as well. Once you've seen stuff, like they said with the red pill, you can't unsee it, so you know. And that's what they didn't want to come out like in the film. Once the world wakes up and people wake up and they realise what they're actually fighting against, and it shouldn't be race wars and this, that, and the other. Trump has got power. See, people like you, do you not go and research what Trump's in? Or do you just listen to mainstream media? Like all the jobs he's got for blacks and Hispanics, and it's on, a chart, and it's gone up. That's about 65, 70 years. North Korea is massive. He sorted that out last year, by the way, not when he said he did. Well, it sounds like you listen to MSN. I'm not sure. It sounds like you listen to MSN. You obviously don't like Trump. I can tell that. You must be on the Democrat side. But I can tell you don't like Trump. Sounds like it. Yeah, you sound like an MSM. You do sound like a follower of them because you wouldn't be saying that if you didn't follow them. Because don't forget, you can be watching things on YouTube that have MSM because they are on here as well. It sounds like you are. Yeah, but you're just going on about Jews all the time. I've noticed people who come on in, there's only a few of you. But I've seen it in other people's chats, all they shout out all the time, but it doesn't look like they're actually going researching about stuff. You should maybe get on the Q thing and have a look at what they're saying. The easiest one for you is one, go and watch QAnon, the film, the Q, the plan to save the world. And also, if you Google Neon Revolt, it'll show you the Q drops. There's loads of them. I don't know if you'll get them or not, but he puts them in an easy way to read through them. He showed you pictures, evidence. There's We the People 24/7. It's an American channel. They talk about all the Q drops that come through and everything. You don't have to be a Republican or a Democrat, but like you just sound like you follow MSN because they're always spouting. They hate Trump. Every channel says it. Russia, 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 they go on about. We all know Russia's a farce and it was nothing to do with Russia. Well, you need to get on. You need to go and see these channels have been telling you to go on. No, he's not. See, that just means that you haven't gone and researched anything. Why do you hate Russia? Because of what you heard on MSN, because everyone's shouting Russia, Russia out. Obama was selling uranium to where? And they were going to nuke America and blame it on Russia because they said they were going to say it was coming from Russia. Every country around the world, Russia, Hungary, like I was saying that report before, Poland, but they do anyway. France, Spain, Holland, wherever you're from, deserve to have their country first, just like the UK. What? That was man-made as well. It's every country first before people come in from other countries, obviously. And if you come in legally, not illegally, like Obama and Hillary were letting people come in. But you do sound like you're watching MSN. And everyone just shouts you out because, I'm sorry, what do they portray on MSM? No one said anything. What do they keep saying about Israel on mainstream media? Do you mean XX10 Is that what you mean? Is that what someone just said? But everything's to get everyone hating on everything. It's about coming together. What are you trying to say? All Jews are bad? It's about coming together and uniting and realising what we're actually going up against. Yeah, XX. Is Amanda here? Well, Amanda saying she was here the other day, but her name never comes up, which I think is really weird. I don't know why. Let me check this. And then she's subscribed again today, so I thought, oh, she'll be able to come on, but if you're there, Amanda, I don't know what's going on. I don't know if anyone else will know. Oh, yeah, it was a sacrifice. He said, didn't he, before he died, he sacrificed something to do with Drake. Not that I know. Don't listen to his music, but yeah, that'll all come out in the end. We all know about the Hollywood, and people who keep going on about Zionists and all that. We all know about the Rothschilds, and we all know about Soros, and we all know about Saudi as well, because like I said, the triangle is. I follow Q at the end of the day. You don't. Saudi, Soros, and Rothschilds. I can see you, Amanda. I can't though. Can you see Amanda? Amanda's saying she's still not seeing my messages. Honest to God, Amanda is not in my messages. It's really weird. What's this button here for? Let me see if... Oh, no. No, Amanda's invisible. Right, the hide all chat, all messages are visible. You are all visible. Well, no, I don't know what you're on this channel for then, because I put Q at the top. If you don't support Trump, there's no point coming on my channel. I mean, you can stay if you want, but we talk about Trump a lot and Q, so... Because that's what's most important at the minute. It's about taking Obama and Hillary down and Rothschilds and Soros, because the cabal is breaking apart. See, in the Middle East at the minute, and in places like Iran, they're rising because the Islamic regime that was over there is falling down. Obama was funding ISIS. So all them regimes, I hate Obama. Yeah, well, Trump's nothing to do with that. He didn't want to. He's got pictures when he used to be seen with Hillary and Obama and that, a while back. They wanted him in the cabal. He didn't want to be in the cabal. That's why they hate him. That's why on MSN they're always hating on Trump. Every channel hates on Trump. Why do they hate on Trump? Think about it. They don't like him because they know and they didn't want to be in the cabal. They're not in the same club. If they were in the same club, Q wouldn't be talking about him. I've just told you, Q, Trump's uncle, Tesla, there's different things going on. You just sound like to me a bit negative, like, there's nothing for humanity then. Everybody's evil, apparently. There isn't evil people. The FBI aren't all corrupt. The CIA weren't all corrupt. They wingled the way in there, like they wingled the way in everywhere. That's what the deep state did. It doesn't mean everyone in that place is corrupt. Some have been blackmailed, some have been murdered, some don't even know about it because they just think they're following orders, right? So it's not everybody and everything like, back in the day, yeah, most politicians are all corrupt. Doesn't mean that Trump is. Someone actually's got in there this time that isn't one of them. And that's why mainstream media keeps falling. They were both corrupt anyway, but you just went and voted for which one you might thought was a little bit better. This time, good in, they're evil. They know, he knows they're taking him down. He's going for JF Kennedy as well. JF Kennedy knew. Trump was good friends with JF Kennedy Jr. And he wanted to run for office and they killed him as well. He knows. So, well, at the end of the day, we'll see, won't we? If your theory works out or not. 17, 7. I've got 7's supposed to be a good number, but 17, it says he's watching at the minute. I don't know if it's more or less, but 17, and we know what 17 stands for, don't we, peeps? Q. It does say 17, 7. 17. But it's like I said, if it all comes out and I'm wrong, I'll come on here and say I'm wrong. But at the minute, what I see, I'm not wrong about Q. And a lot of people around the world are not wrong about Q. Because the thing is, like the Tommy Robinson thing, it's gone global. So, we will see. And I'm not a young girl either, so, we will see. It's like I said, there's a lot of people that are waking up through different I don't know what to call it, who were waking up in different ways that don't necessarily know about Q, but it's connected. Because I've seen a lot of people think, God, do they know Q because they know about this, and they don't. But Q's trying to get out there to know about it. Because there's more things. If you think you're awake and you don't know Q, wait till you find out what Q tells you. He might have done something years ago, if you didn't know, if you don't know. A lot of us have been asleep and don't know. I've contributed to things that have gone on in the world and got really upset and nearly had a breakdown when I realised what's been going on. Well, like I said, with food additives, things that's in your food, clothes that you buy, and you don't realise where they're coming from, where kids are slave labour and all that, because there is still slave labour, and they're still trafficking kids and people around the world like slaves. They're still killing people for their organ donations. They're abusing kids, they're sacrificing kids, they're eating kids. There's lots of shit that's going on that you wouldn't actually believe. Some people might know quite a lot about it, but the people who get on the queue will find out the rest of it, that it's going to break people. It's going to give you a breakdown when you actually find out what horrible things, satanical things have been going on. It's been going on for decades. They're trying to normalise it. So I'm trying to bring the age of sex down and all that. It's a massive paedophilia ring going on around the world. There's a lot of it's to do with the kids. Paedophilia. And there's thousands of arrests going on at the minute. And the reason why you won't see it, yeah, Melanie Shaw. Free Melanie Shaw. I know who Melanie Shaw is. Yeah, because it's happening over here, and that's what Tommy Robinson was bringing to light. But it's happening globally. And that's what Trump's trying to do. And that's why they keep saying he put the kids in cages. He didn't put the kids in cages. That wasn't under his office. That was under, when you look at actually when it was 19, whatever it was under Obama and Hillary. Trump is trying to reverse it to get that policy out. Because half of them kids that are coming over the borders aren't coming over with the parents. They're posing as the parents and they're not. And you've got young men pretending the kid when they're not, because they're coming over here to do other things. They don't give a toss about these kids when they come over the borders. They don't care where they go because they're getting trafficked for these elites and other people who are sexually abusing them, raping them, killing them, and all this that you'll soon find out that's going to come out. Hillary Clinton, the Clinton Foundation for Haiti, where all the earthquakes were, where kids have got taken away from the parents because the parents are dead, or so they took them into orphanages and all that. And the woman who was trafficking them over the border got caught. And crimes against children, Hillary Clinton, the indictment and all that, the IG report on Hillary Clinton's emails. Wait till you find out all that. It's not under Trump's in office. He put that policy in. It was under Obama. And when them pictures came out of in the cages, that was a little bit back when Obama was in. The ones that Trump's doing now, they've got beds and stuff, because obviously they have to find out, what's going on before they can take them back or sort them out or whatever they're doing to them. So you want to look in the right direction at what's going on. That's why we had a gag order in England, and mainstream media weren't allowed to report on the Tommy Robinson thing because of what it was hiding, what Tommy's been trying to bring to light for years about the kids over here getting raped. And that's why they didn't want it coming out, because they knew, when we all know about all these girls, and there's lots of them, and they've swept it under the carpet, obviously we're all going to kick off, aren't we? And wonder why it's all been kept a secret. And these people, politicians and that, and who've all been involved with the children, because it's global. So, in a sense, it doesn't really matter what wakes you up, as long as you're on the same thing and you're all aboard. But you will start hearing more of Q, because it's coming out more and more. And like I said, if you sat here watching me thinking, oh yeah, and I keep telling you to go and watch this film, and you're not watching it, then you shouldn't really be on here, because you've not gone and watched the film. Everyone's just shouting Zionists out and Jews, because that's all anyone does. Yes, we know about certain things, but you know what I mean? It's not every person, is it, at the end of the day? Oh, and they think Tommy Robinson's a Zionist because he wore a Zionist badge on a video, because he was joking, because it's called British sense of humour, because someone ages ago told him he was. So he thought he'd wear the badge for a joke. He's actually got friends in Israel, but I guess you're going to say he's a Zionist because he knows people in Israel. For God's sake, go and do your research. Go and watch John English and go and research about Israel, because you obviously sound like you're watching mainstream media. I don't care. See what I mean, Tommy Robinson? You're a troll and you watch mainstream media. Or if you're not a troll, you come from that side of the something of that ideology. That's all I can say. He's not in mainstream media, because mainstream media won't report on it, because obviously they don't want to report on the truth. The only crap they put out about Tommy Robinson is Oh, he's a criminal. He was in the EDL. Yes, he was years ago, but he came out of it because he saw racist and things coming into it. So he got out of it. He started reporting all this stuff. I know, I just thought I'd give him a bit of a lesson, but that's what they put out in mainstream media, the bad stuff from ages ago. It's not about that, is it? It's about today, what's happening. Do you know what I mean? Can't tell me don't watch mainstream media, but no, they don't put me mainstream media, and if they do, it's like the marchers are just saying it's thugs and that, because they would do. They don't want to put truth out because the police are like, you know, the police are rubbish at like deep state police, aren't they? So, oh, some people. That's what I mean. Nobody states a fact when they go on, when you're talking about something, apart from shout out Jews and Zionists and Tommy Robinson's a shill. It's like they can't. I think it's Antifa. It sounds like Antifa because they can't say anything either. They just shout the same thing out. Oh, it might be. No, I think he'd know. I don't know. Yeah, exactly. Why is Mad Max, what's she called? Maxine Waters, panicking at the minute? Why did she say all them things? Because she knows the people are winning. It's like I said, when you go and watch Q, the plan to save the world, it says it in there why they don't want the masses waking up, because then they'll realise the stupid things they've been arguing about, race wars and men against women and religion, and realise, oh my God, that's pathetic, let's put it aside and let's go really against the people we should be fighting against. Yeah, Maxine Waters is an idiot and Trump hates her as well. She is an idiot. Well, I mean, America weren't voting for her. But I'm sorry, you just sound like those people who just say the thing all the time instead of coming with anything. So she said the wrong things, Maxine. Oh, exactly. She said the wrong thing, Maxine. Oh, what trouble you in? She said them things, and then someone went. I haven't seen the video. Someone went walking alongside of her, didn't they? You know, because she got Sarah Sanders when she went into the Red Hen, and people got her out. So a woman who was a woman who went and walked alongside of her and bugged her. But she'll get back what she threw out, because it did say on one of the crumbs, didn't it? They won't be able to walk down the street. Because, like I say, when people find out, those people won't be able to walk down the street. Maxine Waters was trying to get 40,000 Somali refugees sent to America. She was trying to give them voting rights. That's what I mean. You can't come to people's countries from another country and just expect to come in nilly-willy. You've not had a checkup, so we don't know what your intentions are, like I said. And then you're voting. It's not your country. I'm sorry if people think that's bang out of order. It is not your country. If you were living there for a few years, maybe they have so many years and then you can vote because you've proved yourself as a citizen. Fair enough. You don't just... you just don't go to another country, get in there, get everything, and expect to vote straight away. No, and I don't think it should work like that, because your intentions might be wrong, and that's why they're doing it. That's why Soros is pushing for all these boats. Oh, let them in here, let them in there. Well, everyone's saying no in the EU now, but no, take them, we don't want them. Blah 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 blah. Because that was it. It's an invasion of the EU and Christian countries, and that's what they've been doing in places like Holland and, well, all over. That's what they're doing everywhere. Yeah, Laura Loomer, that was it. And it is wrong, because I'm sorry, you don't come from another country where your morals and traditions and things are different to other people, especially if it's not a Christian sort of thing. And you just think you can come in your masses and change everything, and with your bad intentions as well, to do all that stuff to countries. It's wrong. And expect to get a vote as well. What, so you can vote all the bad people in to take over that country? Because that's what the agenda is. It is to take over, to invade everywhere, to be under a new world order, a one world order. Trump isn't for new world order. Trump is for a new world, as in it's freedom for humanity. They wanted a new world order, submission, a bit like Islam, submission, or the Iranian people, the proper patriots, are rising now, aren't they? Because the regime's been falling down that they've been under for years. Because, like I said, there was a picture I had from the 1970s when they wore different clothes and they looked exactly the same as the West with hairstyles and everything. The regime came in and then it all went to, oh, you can't do this and you can't do that. And women can't drive and women can't do this. That's what they want for the whole world. But what these people don't understand is these people that are going to come in and invade, like they have been doing, and they want white genocide, by the way, because that is what they do want, and a lot of other stuff. If they got rid of all us and all these countries they want to get rid of, at the end of the day, the people who are left are going to be controlled, and the people who are left are still going to be in slavery. The people who are left are going to be they're going to be submitting to still the elites that were at the top. So they're not going to let you you're not going to be free. You'll be easier to control because there'll be less of the population around the world, and you'll be like the sheep and you'll be all the cattle for them because you'll be easy to control, to work for them, this, that and the other. So I don't think you'll be getting away with it because you won't. It just means there'll be less of us and more of the others to control. But I've got to go now because I only really wanted to come on to just say about the rebel media thing and that to read that thing of Q, because I just think July the 4th is going to be a big day. So it's nearly here, and to anyone who thinks Trump's bad and all that, I guess we'll see. We'll see. But if you're watching mainstream media and you're telling me you aren't, don't be watching it. Don't be watching it. And there's a reason why people aren't in the mainstream media don't report on certain stuff, because they won't put it out there. Why do you think we're having loads of Tommy marches around the UK and the world, by the way, people who don't know, globally, and they're not reporting on it? Because they don't want people to know. But we all know on YouTube what's going on, and different, the big red wave's coming and you can't stop it. It started because there was a lot of us awake around the globe. Once you've seen, you can't unseen what you've seen, so they can't shut you up because we've seen it. We know what we're looking for. We know what not to watch, MSM and stuff like that. So, you know what I mean? The red wave's coming, and watch the water. Yeah, watch the water. Hashtag walk away. I saw that. I saw when I was waiting for Sarah Sanders to come forward, which was hours. People were putting hashtag walk away, Q, where we go on, and everyone was shouting we go all. What else were they doing? Loads of people putting popcorn pictures in. The red tsunami, exactly. It's getting exciting. Well, like I said, the people who are on here, if you're on here or you're new and you don't believe in Q, please just go and watch that film. It's 9 minutes of your life, you know what I mean? And you can just see what you think of it. Because I've seen people putting in the chat like, who is Q? Like, why is everyone... You will start seeing more people putting it. If you actually go on live things or go in people's chats, I always look at chat, you will start seeing people putting hashtag QAnon, Q, I see Q people, Q. And if you do say you hate Trump because you watch mainstream media, you really need to start delving into the statistics of what he's actually doing. In the time he's been in his office, more than Obama did, and more than Hillary did, or Bush. He's done a lot more in the time being in office than anyone's done. And if you're living in America and you don't think that, then you really need to start looking at stuff, because he's bringing taxes down. He's had more jobs for blacks and Hispanics than ever. All the there's just more jobs and stuff. Yeah, with Q and Trump. The Korea, everyone just sits and believes what MSA say. It's just MSM say. It's a little fruit fly flying about. So I'll see you again. But yeah, just look out for the 4th of July, because I just think it's going to be really, really good. Clean coal. Because we know deep state and all that, they all started wars off to go in other countries to rip them from diamonds, gold, coal, gases, oil. We know all this. Yeah, thousands of jobs. Oh, what's all that about? Oh, I'll have to have a butcher's. Well, they're going to keep saying that hate speech, because they're all going mad at the minute, like Mad Max, aren't they? What, hate speech? Oh, it's just ridiculous. But I'm going to go because I'm boiling. And I'll see you soon. Bye.